Real talk.
Bye. Condescending motherfucker. That's how you talk to people. You a piece of goddamn work. You know that? You couldn't be. I bet you don't hang with men like that for real. Them niggas just hang around you
Oh
for a photo
man.
op and connections to Charlemagne. Cause Charlemagne, for a little black short ass weasel, he got a connection to a lot of people and a lot of money. I wonder why they giving him so much money. Since the average black man make $42,000 to $50,000 a year, but Charlemagne got access to a lot of money. Yeah, a six-some bitch that's smelling seats on air. He must know a lot of six-some bitches. No, they won't.
This dude, man, like I said, a beacon of clarity. Excluding the profanity, that's some people talk. I personally have tried to minimize. I'm say I don't, but I'm gonna try to say I minimize the profanity, and it's because I'm not trying to. I feel like I can communicate without doing that. It's a personal challenge. That had anything to do with anyone else. And also, just in rep from a biblical standpoint, blessings and curses coming out of the same mouth. And some will argue that don't mean that, but I think it does. But with that being said, he reminds me of my uncle, both of them, Jerry and Gary. Like when they have a conversation with you, it's real talk. And they ain't beating around the bush. They getting straight to the point. They calling a spade a spade. They calling BS BS. And that's just what it is. So I'm like, it's refreshing to hear it again. And my uncle's been dead and gone for a long time now. But yeah, that's what it is. It's real talk. It's clear conscious thought. It's clarity. And it ain't no BS. Ain't no fluff. Take it like what it is. It's real man talk. But I'll let him finish because he's finna make a very important point, which is the point of this video. And the point of it is that there's something brewing. They're doing a sleight of the hand trick. They doing this where they got you watching this side while they doing something over here. But you're gonna see, you're gonna see. Check it out.
Women, when y'all got so soft that y'all are watching a nigga give a playbook to sexual harassment right in the office? This man say things like you can't rape the willing on camera. These are his words, by the way. That's for educational purposes, YouTube.
Now, you can't rape the willing on camera. Charlemagne the God, that's who he's talking about. They've been going back and forth. But that's what he's talking about. This man said it on air. This is the type of celebrity that we support. Breakfast Club be on heavy repeat. I used to watch it until I started listening, and some of the stuff wasn't even lining up with my belief system. I'm like, hold up, what am I doing? What are we doing? But I'll let him finish.
Y'all can go back and look at the tape. He said you can't R-word the willing. This is don't make no sense, man. What we watching right in front of us, y'all letting this shit happen right in front of us. They watching this man soften our kids up for what's to come. He's softening them up on the radio. This is what this man is doing.
Soften our kids up for what's to come. What's to come? I'll let them finish.
They're passing bills in California and all over the place to where when six-some bitches like Charlemagne, the lesser charge, get a hold of your little young baby, that motherfucker ain't going to prison. And you gonna look like the bad guy if you do something after that. Because he gonna be sick. He gonna be mentally ill. He just needs to go to a treatment center for 6 months and let him out. And then he needs to go to the school and read to your babies. And then after he reads your baby a book, he needs to go to the camps with your babies. Yeah. We need mentors for these kids, not their daddy. Yeah. We want to do anything possible to keep their biological father, probably the only man that don't want to sexually assault them, away from them.
That's the system. They after the kids. point blank. They had a plan all along. They're going to use racial equality and equity, which is ridiculous because we're talking about not opportunity, but outcome. Just because I have an opportunity doesn't mean that I'm going to have an equitable outcome. That doesn't mean it's going to turn out right. That's life. In this world, ye will have what? Troubles. But be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. We're going to have problems. Some people are going to end up here. Some people are going to end up there. Does that affect the outcome? It can. But that don't necessarily mean that in its totality, it will. Opportunity, yes. Equitable outcome, no. That's zombie-like thought. That's what they're pushing, but I digress. Let me get back to the point. The point is this. They're using these things to actually put into play what they really want, which is the kids. They've been doing it. You watch Netflix, you watch some of these shows that they're putting out. Here in Atlanta, they had a drag queen reading to some kids in the library. For what? That doesn't make any sense. And it's on steroids. Meaning it's not just one instance here, one instance there. It's always, they're going to shove it down your throat. Like they're going to keep, like you have to accept it or you're not tolerant. Well, God didn't call me to be tolerant of foolery.
Bunch of strange men around them. Call them mentors. Men that we don't give background checks. Men that they can talk real soft. Men that could have been abused them damn selves in the household. Put them around other people's children. And let's see if the abused become the abuser.
Real talk.
And we wonder why we can't find our kids. We wonder why every other motherfucking 20 minutes there's an Amber Alert going off on goddamn phones. I know where my son at every fucking day, every second of the day. Now, I might not know what he's doing, because sometimes I don't want that little fuck on that game, and sometimes he's slick. He put the little headphones in and turn it down real quiet, he still play the game, but his ass is upstairs, he home.
Yeah. And that feels good. Right? That as a father, I remember when my kids were in the house or just over my house a lot more and they were younger. Me knowing that they're there with me, knowing they're in the house, best feeling. Because I know they good. I know ain't nobody gonna mess with them unless they're gonna have to come through me. But that's what he's talking about. What they're trying to do, which is what they've been trying to do, which is remove the father out of the equation. Now, mind you, Satan knows. He knows what we're supposed to be doing as fathers and as men. That's why we're being undercut at every turn. We've been undercut by each other in the black community. We've been undercut by these systems that they put in place to remove us from the homes. The entertainment on television, the songs that we listen to that promote this lifestyle of that I entertained. Me personally, and I know most men have, of not being a real man, being a husband of one wife, being a part of community instead of destabilizing communities, which I was a part of. It's time to wake up. That's what he's talking about. While we out here with our fist in the air and talking about racism. Now, mind you, Joe Biden just said probably about a week or two ago which they switch it up every week. The greatest threat against America is racism. And then when this little Asian thing happened with the little black boy stabbed or attempted to be stabbed and then ended up being actually shot, and the little boy survived, lived to give his testimony about what happened. Bright kid. Now all of a sudden the greatest threat is global warming. Flip-flop. Sleight of the hand. Get you looking over here while they doing something over there. Wake up. Real talk. That's what he's talking about. The greatest threat to society is the removal of man. So if they can get a man to think he's a girl, as long as that removes him from his position and authority as a man, that's a win for them. If they can get a man to believe that he's a playboy, that he can be a pimp, that he can be out in these streets, that he can drop seeds everywhere, which makes it difficult for him to cover them like he needs to, which takes finances and resources from him, which limits his ability to be effective in what he's supposed to be doing here in the earth, doesn't stop him. It just minimizes. He had to go harder. I'm a living example. I had to go harder because I got seeds over here. I got seeds over there. Like, I got to go harder. I had to go harder. But that took something. They took me out from being as active as I would have liked to be in their lives. Because I had to make sure that they were financially, and I'm not saying that's an excuse or that should be your primary focus. You got to balance it out. But on top of that, if they could get you beefing with another black man, and you somehow get chopped down, or you chop them down, you end up in the penitentiary, that's a win in their column again. That removes you from the position as a man or being as effective as a man. They get you stomping in the streets and you focus on this instead of focus on your God-given authority as a man, what you're supposed to be doing as a father, as a husband, as a provider. That's a win in their column. Because at the end of the day, all they're trying to do is target those kids. That's why they got this critical race theory that they're trying to push in schools. Target kids. And then that's all this is. And that's why this is so refreshing to hear him talking about it, because I've been talking about it. But not very many people are listening to me. So maybe if he said, maybe people will listen. Because I don't care if it comes from me. I don't care if it comes from him, you. As long as we start listening and coming together. Because again, they're trying to divide. They're trying to group us. Asian lives, black lives. They ain't gonna never say white lives. But like I said, it's crazy. It was funny, I was riding one day and I seen a sign in somebody's yard. Then I seen another sign and I seen another sign. It was Asian lives, it was black lives, it was LBG, gay lives, all this stuff. And I said, man, they pretty close to all lives. We done came full circle. That's what it's about anyway. But let me let him finish.
Cause I'm like Batman. Every boy, if he touched that door, where the fuck you going at, boy? Where the fuck you think you going at, boy? Huh? You going with who?
Yeah.
Y'all don't want that, huh? You want the mentor. You want the stepdaddy that ain't got.
Now, he done pretty much said it. I don't know if there's any much more that I can say. All I want to say is this, guys. Like, real talk, those that are watching. Whatever movement, whatever narrative that you're following, that you're believing, just make sure it's a part of the kingdom narrative, the kingdom movement. Because it's all inclusive. And there's parameters, obviously. And we're not going to get into those parameters because tolerance is not something that, it's not something that's going to be allowed when you're standing in line at the end of time. When the judgment roll is called, I don't believe our God is going to be sitting there being tolerant of some of the things that we're tolerant of, or that we say we're tolerant of. And I'll let you imagine what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to get into those talking points on this video. But there has to be, my point is there has to be parameters. But with that being said, we need to wake up. As my pastor likes to say, wake up and smell the purpose. We need to wake up. We need to stop being woke, and we need to wake up. Because I believe that zombies are woke. Yeah. They're woke. They're walking zombies. And some people are operating in something that I've themed as zombie-like thought, which is the opposite of clear conscious thought. But you guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the video. Tell me if Kwame is on to something. Tell me if this video actually has awakened you. I hope so. Because we need more people to be awakened. We need more people to operate in clear conscious thought. Don't be a part of the common think tank. Don't be thinking like everybody else. My mom used to say, as I said in another video, just because someone else decides to jump off the bridge, does that mean you have to? Like, I'm not, the message, the movement has to make sense. It has to have some clarity to it. It can't be hypocritical. It can't be hypocrisy wrapped all up in it. And that's what some of this stuff is.